Hello everyone, welcome to Kansas Future. Thrilling updates have set our team ablaze with excitement. While some fans are hesitant, struggling to grasp the unfolding saga, we encourage you to stay tuned and watch the entire video. 3 games into the 2024 to 2025 season, Kansas City Chiefs tight end Travis Kelce's statistics resemble those of a supporting player rather than a star. The Chiefs are aware of this. The football world knows it, and Kelce himself recognizes it. Despite this slower start, the 34-year-old remains focused on blocking out distractions and staying committed to setting himself up for success. "We're constantly working to improve here," Kelce said. "That's always been my focus. This year, the stats might tell a different story, but at the end of the day, you'll see the same person in this building. That's what matters to me. I'm my toughest critic. Everything outside is just noise." Respectfully, guys. Kelce's performance isn't a matter of poor quality, but the quantity isn't what's expected. There's no denying that he's second on the Chiefs in targets, although his 12 are significantly fewer than Rashee Rice's 29. He's third in receiving yards, yet he hasn't surpassed 70 yards in any game so far. 4 other Chiefs have scored touchdowns, but Kelce hasn't found the end zone yet. These numbers don't look great when compared to his teammates, and they appear worse when compared to others across the league. Among all NFL tight ends who have been targeted this season, here's where Kelce stands in key categories. Targets, 13th receptions, 14 yards, 21st, yards per reception, 47, fantasy points, 27. Considering Kelce was regarded as one of the best tight ends, if not the best, heading into the season, it's understandable why fans are disappointed. Despite this, Kelce seems unfazed by the lack of opportunities coming his way. "I'm fortunate to have had success in the past, and I know the ball can't always come to me," Kelce said. "I trust number 15, Patrick Mahomes, to make the right choices. He's been making great decisions. We may not be scoring as much as we'd like, but we're 3-0. We're doing something right." This level-headedness from Kelce may stem from what he experienced last season. Before it even began, he suffered a hyperextended knee and bone bruise, causing him to miss Week 1. An early ankle sprain also slowed him down. Kelce wasn't truly back to his dominant form until the postseason, when he performed like his old self. This offseason, there was talk that the Chiefs viewed playoff Kelce as a more realistic version of what to expect from him moving forward. Statistically, he's been far from that, but when you watch the game film, it's clear that he still commands attention and contributes in ways that don't show up in traditional stats. He hasn't lost a step or become less effective. Let's go, Chiefs. We've got some important news coming out of the Chiefs camp as we head into Week 4. And trust me, you're going to want to hear this. Make sure you're subscribed to the channel because you don't want to miss what's coming, and hit that like button. All right, so here we are, heading into the big matchup against the Los Angeles Chargers. But there's some concern in the air. Coach Andy Reid spoke earlier this week and gave us an update that's got everyone talking. Defensive end Michael Dana, who's been solid for us this season, is dealing with a calf injury. Reid made it clear that Dana is likely to sit out this game as a precaution. Dana's been key for us on defense, racking up 12 tackles so far this season, but we'll have to wait and see when he can return to the field. In the meantime, it looks like Cameron Thomas will step in to fill that spot. Thomas came over in a trade with the Arizona Cardinals and has been working hard to make an impact. Coach Reid seems confident in him, calling him a smart kid who's been grinding in practice. Thomas had 40 tackles and 3 sacks with the Cardinals, so he's got the potential to step up when we need him most. This game against the Chargers is going to be a big one. We're sitting at 3-0, but divisional matchups are always tough, especially with someone like Justin Herbert on the other side. After this, we've got some tough games coming up against the Saints, 49ers, and Raiders, so staying healthy and getting those wins is more important than ever. What do you all think? Do you trust Cameron Thomas to hold it down on defense while Dana's out? Let me know in the comments below. Now, let's address the elephant in the room. Travis Kelce. If you've watched the last 3 games, you've probably noticed something a little off. Kelce, the guy we all know as the greatest tight end of all time, hasn't exactly been putting up the big, flashy numbers we're used to seeing from him. Through 3 games this season, Kelce's stats are a bit surprising. Just 8 receptions for 69 yards and no touchdowns. Yeah, that's not what we expect from him, right? But before we hit the panic button, let's take a step back. First, we're 3-0, folks, so the team is doing pretty well, even without Kelce lighting up the stat sheet. And that's the thing about Kelce. He's not a guy who just cares about numbers. He cares about wins. He's been saying that himself recently, and honestly, we saw that last season too. Remember, Kelce was super close to reaching his 8th consecutive 1,000-yard season, but what did he do? He sat out the final game to rest up for the playoffs, and guess what? It worked. The Chiefs went on that incredible playoff run and won a Super Bowl ring. At the end of the day, it's not about individual stats, it's about teamwork and, most importantly, winning games. But hey, let's be real. When Kelce is in rhythm, the Chiefs' offense goes to a whole new level. And here's the good news. This Sunday's matchup against the Chargers could be just what Kelce needs to get back on track. Historically, Kelce has been an absolute monster against the Chargers. In 18 games against them, he's racked up 100 receptions for 1,223 yards and 8 touchdowns. That's basically an entire Pro Bowl season against one team, a division rival no less. And let's not forget his last 2 games against them. 6 receptions for 115 yards and 3 touchdowns in one game, and 12 receptions for 179 yards and a touchdown in the other. So yeah, the odds are looking pretty good for a Kelce breakout. And get this, it might be even easier for Kelce this week. Chargers safety Derwin James, who usually goes head-to-head with Kelce, is out with a 1-game suspension. That's a big break for Kelce and the Chiefs. Mahomes has even hinted that Kelce will get more opportunities in this game, but honestly, they haven't had to force the ball to him so far. Why? Because the emergence of rookie wide receiver Rashee Rice as our new #1 target has given the offense some serious flexibility. We also have other weapons like Xavier Worthy, who hasn't even been fully cleared yet, and Carson Steele, who showed his toughness filling in for the injured Isaiah Pacheco. So there's a lot riding on this offense, and Kelce is just one piece of the puzzle. Now, I get it. Some of you might be a little concerned about Kelce's slow start, but let's keep some perspective here. It's only week 4. There's plenty of time for Kelce to hit his stride, and more importantly, we're winning games. That's what really matters. The Chiefs are undefeated, and we're headed into what many are calling our biggest game of the season so far, against what many consider our biggest competition in the AFC West, the Chargers. If Kelce has a monster game, great. But even if he doesn't, as long as we keep racking up wins, we're in great shape. Now, I want to hear from you guys. Do you think Kelce will step up and dominate against the Chargers this week? Or are you okay with him taking a back seat if it means the Chiefs keep winning? The Chargers have some major injury news ahead of their big matchup against the Chiefs. Quarterback Justin Herbert is officially listed as questionable for Sunday's game due to an ankle injury he's been dealing with since week 2. He re-aggravated it in week 3 against the Steelers and was pulled from that game. While Herbert was limited in practice this week, head coach Jim Harbaugh mentioned that he's feeling better, but his status is still up in the air. So it's really going to come down to a game-time decision as to whether or not we'll see him on the field. Now here's where things get really interesting. 2 of Herbert's primary protectors, edge rusher Joey Bosa and left tackle Rashawn Slater, have already been ruled out for Sunday's game. That's a big deal for the Chiefs. Bosa is out with a hip injury, and Slater has a pectoral strain. Without them, the Chargers' offensive line looks shaky, especially with right tackle Joe Al, also listed as questionable with a sprained MCL. If Al can't play, Herbert, if he plays, could struggle behind a patchy offensive line. The Chargers have been experimenting with their offensive line in practice. Jamaree Salyer, who played nearly 1,000 snaps at left tackle in 2022, is expected to start there again. They'll also have Zion Johnson at left guard, Bradley Bozeman at center, Sam Mustipher at right guard, and Trey Pipkins at right tackle. But here's the thing. Pipkins was originally their right guard and had to move to left tackle after Slater went down. So this will be a bit of a jumbled unit trying to hold together against our defense. Now, we all know the Chiefs' defense has been rock solid this season, And with Bosa and Slater out, it's going to be even harder for the Chargers to handle us on both sides of the ball. And if Herbert isn't 100% or doesn't even play, it could be a long day for the Chargers.
But that is the older brother giving the little nod. Mahomes, he'll escape. He can do it like Lamar too. Completes it to Gray again.
NFL superstar Travis Kelce addressed questions regarding his potential retirement amid a shaky start to the season. Fans and analysts alike were eager to hear his thoughts, given the high expectations that come with his remarkable career. Kelce, known for his agility and playmaking skills as a tight end for the Kansas City Chiefs, surprised many when he confidently stated that he has no immediate plans to retire. The inquiry about retirement came after a notably challenging beginning to the season, which had some speculating whether the 34-year-old could be nearing the end of his famed career. Instead of showing signs of vulnerability, Kelce reaffirmed his commitment to the game he loves. "I'm not done yet," he declared, inspiring confidence among fans and teammates alike. His perseverance and work ethic have long been hallmarks of his career, and he emphasized that this season is just another opportunity for growth and adaptation. The NFL, with its intense physical demands, often fuels discussions about retirement, especially for veteran players. Yet Kelce's proactive response highlights a broader narrative in professional sports, the importance of resilience and mental fortitude. As he continues to shake off the rust and regain his form, fans can expect to see him push through challenges and shape the course of the season. Kelce's announcement serves as a message not only to his team, but also to his supporters. He remains dedicated to excelling on the field and contributing to the Chiefs' pursuit of another championship. With his competitive spirit, Travis Kelce is set to make this season one to remember. Today, we've got some news that's sure to tug at the heartstrings of Chiefs fans, especially those who've been following the team for a while and have a special place in their hearts for our Warriors. Travis Kelce, our GOAT tight end, dropped some words that got Chiefs Kingdom buzzing, and we're here to bring you all the details firsthand. But before we dive into this news that's causing quite a stir, make sure to hit that like button, because that's how you help our channel keep delivering amazing content like this. And of course, don't forget to subscribe and ring that bell so you never miss an update. Now, without further ado, let's talk about the big revelation from Travis Kelce, which involves the return of a true fan favorite. Yes, we're talking about none other than Jody Fortson. The Kansas City Chiefs are always looking for ways to strengthen their roster and ensure we've got the depth needed to take on the challenges of the season. We know the NFL season is full of hurdles, injuries can happen, and adjustments are needed all the time. That's exactly why the Chiefs made a move that, for many, comes with a sense of nostalgia and excitement: the signing of Jody Fortson to the practice squad. For those who follow the team closely, you know Jody is no ordinary name. He may have started out without much fanfare, coming in as an undrafted player in 2019 and spending his first years on the practice squad, but he's one of those players who won over the fans with sweat and dedication. And hey, he was part of the teams that took the Chiefs to the Super Bowl 3 times. That's right, he was there, living and breathing the winning culture with all of us. But what really got everyone hyped was the statement from our legend, Travis Kelce, who spoke to the media on Friday and didn't hold back the praise when talking about Jody's return. Kelce, who has always been a leader in the locker room, has a clear vision of what it means to have Fortson back. According to him, Jody has always been that energetic guy who lights up the room with his presence. Kelce didn't mince words. "We've missed Jody since he left," he said with a smile, like he was talking about a brother coming back home. That's it, guys. Another video bringing you the latest Chiefs news. Keep following along because the season is just getting started, and there's still plenty of good stuff to come. Let's go for another Super Bowl.